Okay, students, here's a quick common assessment number 4 review. I'm going to go fast, so you can rewind this video if you have to. On the test, there's going to be 3 things: angle relationships, area of composite figure, and finally, we're going to also have lateral and total surface area of a figure. Let's start off with angle relationships. There are 4 things you have to remember. Triangles equal 180 degrees. So all the angles inside a triangle should add up to 180 degrees. Supplementary angles are 2 angles next to each other. For example, this one right here, that add up to 180 degrees. A straight line is 180 degrees. And finally, a complementary angle is 2 angles that add up to 90 degrees. So if I had a line on this one right here, these 2 angles would be complementary because they have to add to 180 degrees. So let's go ahead and start with the triangle. To solve these types of problems, you have to create an equation. You're going to have, in this case, 3 different angles. You have a yellow angle. I'm just going to color code them so you can see them. We're going to have a red angle, which is 32 degrees, and we're going to have the pink angle, which is 90 degrees. That symbol means 90 degrees. Just make sure you remember that. It's not going to be always given. You're going to have to know that. So we have n plus 32 plus 90 equals 180 degrees. Why? Because this is a triangle. We can combine like terms. We have n plus 122 equals 180. We can now subtract the 122 from both sides. N should equal, this becomes 10, this becomes 7. So n should equal 58 degrees. And that would be your answer. And one way to confirm that as your answer is if you add the angles all up again, you should have a total of 180. Now moving on to whenever you have a straight line, same procedure. Create an equation. You have 3x plus 30, because we're adding all of this to create that straight line, should equal 180. First step, subtract the 30, which leaves you with 3x equals 150. And the final step is to divide by 3. In this case, we have a 3x, or 3 next to the x, so we are left with x equals 50 degrees. That would be your answer. Read your problems carefully, because sometimes it might ask you what's the value of 3x. So in this case, you would have to plug the 50 back into the x and then multiply it times 3, which gives you 150. So just be careful with what they're asking. The next type of problem you're going to see are area of composite figures. There's 2 of these. There's an adding version and a subtracting version. In this case, whenever a figure extends from another figure, in this diagram we have a triangle extending off of a semicircle, you're going to have to add. So to do this, you find the area of each shape and simply add the areas together. Right here I have a semicircle, so I'm going to have to divide the circle by 2. So I'm going to make a note right here, divide by 2, because we just want that top part. And then we also have a triangle, and I'm going to real quick move this shape a little bit down. We have a triangle that we need to solve for. First, I'm going to take care of the half circle or the semicircle. We have the following formula. Area equals pi times r squared. So we need r. Here in our diagram is giving us the diameter of 10 because it's going from this side all the way to the other side of the circle. And we only need half of that, which would be 5. So now it's time to substitute. We have area equals pi times 5 squared. 5 squared simply means 5 times 5. So we have pi times 5 times 5. I'm leaving pi like this for right now, just so I can write what I need. Now that I know that I'm left with pi and 25, I'm going to multiply 3.14 times 25. Why? Because that's what pi is equal to. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. 5 times 3 is 15. Bring down the 0. 8, 2, 6. Add them up. 0, 15. We have 7, 8. 78. two decimals. So our area of our whole circle is 78.50. But I need to divide this by 2 because we need half a circle. When I do that, my area is the following: 39.25. So I'm done with this half circle. Now let's solve for the triangle. The triangle's height is 8 and the base is 10. Area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Area would equal 8 times 10 divided by 2. That is 80 divided by 2. Area of the triangle is 40. So now I have both things. Let's add them up. We have 39.25 plus 40. And our answer should be 79.25. That's what you would write down on your paper. We also have the other version when you are given a shaded region, just like right here. You can see how the gray is marked on the paper, and it says find the area of a shaded region. When it says shaded region, you're going to subtract. In this case, we have a trapezoid and a square. I'm trying to get my figure to look perfect, sorry. The trapezoid has a height of one base of 12 and one base of 18. And the height of it is 12. The area of a trapezoid is base 1 plus base 2 times the height divided by 2. Here, I am going to take the shortcut because I do not like doing all that whole math. So we're going to have 12 plus 18, which are the bases right here, times 12, which is the height. And all of that is divided by 2. 12 plus 18 equals 30. And then we still have to multiply that times 12 and then divide by 2. Here I'm going to take the little shortcut and I'm going to reduce one of the even numbers. I can only do it to one of the numbers. So I'm going to take the bigger one, which is 15 divided by 2 gives me 1. This becomes 1. So now what I'm left with is area equals 15 times 12. So when I go ahead and multiply that, I should be left with the following. Give me a second. 180 is the area of the trapezoid. Still not done. Now I need to find the area of the square. That one is going to be really simple. It is just 6 times 6 because our formula is base times height. So 6 times 6 equals 36. Now, since it says shaded region, I need to subtract the 2. I'm going to take 180 minus 36. And that should give me 144. I'm going to have to borrow here. So the area of the shaded region is 144. This would be your answer. Again, keyword shaded region. That means subtract. And then the last two things that we are going to learn or have on the test and review are lateral surface area and total surface area. Lateral is whenever you do not need to use the base to solve the problem. To identify the base, you can do so by reading the name of the shape. Usually it's going to tell you, solve the lateral area of the triangular prism. In this case, triangular tells us that the base are the triangles. So now we're going to, at the end, you're going to add the area, similar to the composite figures. In this case, we have a rectangular pyramid. We know it's a pyramid because it has more triangles than squares or rectangles. So since we're solving for lateral surface area, I do not need this square. I just need to solve for the triangles. So I'm going to cross that out. And now I need to solve for the triangles. I know that the height of the triangle is 2, and the base is 3. Now I go to my reference chart. It tells me base times height divided by 2. And we substitute the numbers. We have 3 times 2 divided by 2. That gives me 6 divided by 2. Area of one of these triangles is 3. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have to multiply 3 times 4 to find the area of all of them. And that gives me 12. this one's 3, this one's 3, this one's 3, and this one's also 3. So the area of all of those triangles, or the lateral surface area of the shape, is 12. And the last thing we're going to do or go over is total surface area. The word total means everything, so you know you need to add everything. When you solve for these problems, you do need the base to solve them. Here we have a triangular prism. So our base are the triangles, but since we need them, I don't need to mark them. I'm just going to solve for all the shapes I see. I'm going to solve for the rectangle first because that's easier for me to do. I know that this is 10 and this is 5. Area equals base times height. Area equals 10 times 5, which equals 50. And there's going to be 3 of them. So 50 times 3 equals 150. So the area of all of this is 150. Now, the last thing we need to solve for is area of the triangle. We know that the height of the triangle is 4 and the base is 5. Substitute them into the formula, base times height divided by 2, and you have 4 times 5 divided by 2, which equals 20 divided by 2. Area of one of the triangles is 10. So this is 10, this is 10, and there's 2 of these, so I need to multiply this times 2. That area equals 20. Now the only thing you have to do is add them. So 150 plus 20 equals 170. That is a total surface area. Remember, total means add everything. Good luck tomorrow, guys. I believe in you. If you need to go back and watch this and slow it down, go for it. Have a good one.